Hey, what's up, y'all? So in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the basics of frame data and how to safely structure Law's offense in a way where you're not just mashing and trying random things. I'm going to show you effectively an easy and simple way to play quote unquote frame tight in Tekken, which means like your pressure essentially can't be mashed on by your opponent unless you decide to leave a big enough gap for them. So I'm just going to go over three different moves. This will be more of like a beginner friendly video to kind of help get you started to understand frame data and to understand how to use it to your advantage as a Law player on offense. All right. Okay, the first move I'm going to go over is going to be Law's standing jab, just his one jab. So on hit, as you can see, this move is +8 on hit, and it is also on block +1 on block. This is a great move to use to start off your offense. It's just a simple one jab because it's plus whether you get the hit off or whether it gets blocked. And it helps you, number one, if it gets blocked, it helps you protect yourself so you can get a feel for your opponent, see if they like to mash, sidestep, or whatever they want to do after you throw it out with advantage, you know, behind you with the +1 in frames, right? And then this move on hit is +8 on hit. All right. I'll break down a little bit about frame data, and I can make a separate video about this if you guys like in the future. But essentially what it means is if you are plus on block, it means that you have that amount of frame advantage for your follow-up on your move. So for example, if I'm +8 on hit right here, that means any move that I throw out next is going to basically it's going to come out 8 frames faster than the opponent's follow-up move. And in Tekken, the fastest move you can throw out in this game is 10 frames. So if I have +8 of advantage, if I were to throw out another 10 frame jab, it'll come out 8 frames faster than what Jin's 10 frame move would, because I have the +8 frames from the follow-up from the first attack. So I'll go ahead and set, just to demonstrate this really quick, I'll go ahead and set Jin to a quick punish, one more hit on block, and I'll just record a simple 1-2. Okay, so now when I hit Jin, he'll do a 1-2 jab, right? So to demonstrate the advantage I have here, I'll just throw out a jab and then I'll follow it up with a second jab just to show you what happens. So you see how the counter hit came out, lit up at the bottom there, it says counter hit. That basically meant the 8 frames of advantage came out and my second jab beat his jab by 8 frames. Okay, that's just a basic rundown of frame data, and I had to kind of put that out there first before we go more in detail with this, just in case you may be new to the game and maybe not quite understanding frame data fully. So that was the first move we're going to talk about. The second one I'm going to get into is going to be his down forward 1, which is just his basic mid check. Now this move is +5 on hit, and I believe it is -1 on block. Okay, so a good follow-up after this move, if you see this move land, so remember you have 5 frames of advantage in the +5 if it hits, and the fastest thing Jin can throw out is a 10 frame jab. Okay, so which moves does Law have that'll basically utilize the additional 5 frames to either beat or match the speed of Jin's next move? The answer is his down forward 2. So I'll go ahead and set Jin to punish again. So now he'll hit back. Okay, so if you land a successful down forward 1, you can follow it up in a down forward 2. You see how that traded with Jin's jab, and we got the counter hit animation that lit up. That means that after you landed this, that +5 of advantage came out and gave this down forward 2 an additional 5 frames to basically match or to beat anything Jin can throw out. So this is always a very good follow-up to throw out if your opponent gets hit by a down forward 1. It's followed up with a down forward 2, and if they're mashing, they'll get clipped, and it's a free combo at that point, right? So that's the second move on how to safely structure your pressure with Law. The last one I'd like to talk about is his down back 3, which is this one. As you can see, this one is +3 on hit. So if you were to throw this move out, what are some moves that you can use to follow up with if it lands on hit? The answer to this one is going to be down 4-1, because it is simply, so Jin's not punishing on the down back 3. So if Jin were to mash after he gets hit by the down back 3, he'd be at a disadvantage of 3 frames. So I can throw out my down 4-1, which is 13 frames, to trade with any jab that he may have. So this is always a good sequence to follow up with if you were to land a down back 3. Is a nice down 4-1 because it'll trade with anything Jin can throw out. Because of that 3 frames of advantage, it effectively makes this down 4-1 a 10 frame move. Okay, now as an added bonus to the down back 3 setup is whenever you land a down back 3 and it's a counter hit. Okay, so if you have a counter hit down back 3, this move goes from being +3 to +13 on hit. And what that allows you to do, it allows you to unlock bigger, more stronger moves that Law has in his kit. So what I like to do after I land a successful counter hit down back 3 is go into his forward 1+2, because this move comes out, it gives you 13 frames of advantage, right? And the forward 1+2 is 20 frames. So with that 13 frames of advantage, if you do the math, this move effectively becomes a 7 frame move in the event that Jin wants to retaliate with a 10 frame jab. Okay, so if I throw out a down back 3 counter hit, it's always good to throw out a forward 1+2 to follow up, just in case your opponent tries to mash. And if they don't mash, you can essentially follow up your pressure from the forward 1+2, whether you go into a slide or whether you go into your wild rising 4. You have the ability to basically throw out any pressure tools or any mix-up that you want that comes from the forward 1+2. But you were able to get it started off of the down back 3 counter hit right here, right? So you were able to get that started and get this move off in a safe way. This was meant to be more of a beginner friendly video, not really something that goes super in detail. Let me know in the comments if you would like for me to go into more detail with some safe, structured follow-ups with Law, and I can definitely make a video going deeper into that. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea of basic frame data and some simple follow-ups that you can do with Law. And just to recap really quick, his one jab, you can follow that up with a second jab if it lands on hit. It's safe on block and on hit. It's down 4-1, which is -1 on block, +5 on hit. You can follow that up with a down 4-2, and then the down back 3, which is +3 on hit and +13 on counter hit, and it's unsafe on block. So if you land a counter hit with down back 3, you can follow up with your forward 1+2. If you land a normal hit with down back 3, you follow up with a down 4-1. All right guys, see you in the next one. Peace.